gorgeous people, it's Fiona here from FionaJThomas.com, and it's Factoid Friday. Do you remember my confession about being a geek last Friday? Well, I'm now declaring a Friday Factoid Friday. So please feel free to post up your factoid of the day, or if you'd like some information on a particular factoid, or do you know what a factoid is? It's kind of a trivial piece of information, but to me it's not trivial. To me it's meaningful, it's purposeful, and it's educational. So do you remember last Friday, I've got my pen and paper ready, okay? So last Friday I drew a picture of a cell, and in my pretty cell I had ATP, which is where your beliefs start from. So a belief doesn't even start here, it starts here on an energetic level. It actually starts with a feeling, okay? So before you believe something, you've got to feel it. So you think as you were a young child, you wouldn't know what half these feelings were. We've stuck a name on them as we've got a bit older. We know what anger feels like, we know what disappointment feels like, we know what failure feels like. But when you're a child, 0 to 7, you actually don't know the meaning of that feeling. You just know what it feels like. So for today's factoid, I'm going to share with you how we create feelings in our body. So when you're manifesting, when you're doing any work, and you hear people, right, bring the feeling in, feel it through every cell of your body, feel abundant, feel like you've got a life of freedom, and so on and so forth, okay? What do they mean? How do you bring a feeling in? Well, let me tell you one thing. If you don't have the feeling, you can't pretend that it's there. So if you want to feel abundant and you want to feel free and have a life of freedom, but you haven't already had that feeling in your life, you can't just pretend it's there and recreate it, okay? That's no in biological terms, okay? So I'm going to show you something. So this is my pretty picture again, okay? Actually, I'll turn the page for you so you can see what I'm doing, okay? So my cell with a nucleus. And this looks a bit like a sunshine, a ray of sunshine, okay? And you might think this is wacky. You can tell art wasn't my thing. See all these little spider legs? They are I can't even talk today. These are what's known as receptors or inhibitors. What does that mean? It means so to receive or to block. Like you can bring it in or you can block. Okay, so an example of this is if you take a paracetamol or a pain relief of your choice, okay, the idea is to block the pain, isn't it? So that little receptor there would be blocked. It's then called an inhibitor. So it stops the pain coming through. And that's how your medication works. That's how your pain relief works. Stops it. So, well, what if you want to receive something? Okay, so see these little receptors here. You might have love, joy, anger, let's think the other side of the coin, fear, yep, got love, I mean my writing back to one, anger, fear, joy. You have to have on a cellular level a receptor to be able to feel these feelings, otherwise the body doesn't know what you're trying to do. It's a bit like trying to feed a computer with rubbish information. It doesn't understand you. So say you've got anger, you've got this receptor for anger and you're a particularly angry person, or you're feeling some anger about a situation in your life, and you're like, well, how do I get rid of that? How do I put an inhibitor in place? How do I teach myself how to stop feeling angry? So the first thing is, on an energetic level, you've got to deal with the anger. You've got to make that bad boy go away. It's not going to go away on its own. You have to do the hard work. Okay, so let's think about abundance, because that's what everyone's talking about at the moment. Okay, you want to feel abundant, so you need to bring a receptor in to that cell, yeah, so it can feel abundant, so then it magnifies, and then everything kicks off into place on a cellular level and you start to feel abundant. I hope this is making sense to you guys. It's not too techno, okay? So to bring a feeling in, it's got to be done on a cellular level. So when you're doing your manifesting, you've got to say things like, bring it through every cell of your body. Teach your body on an energetic wavelength what it's like to feel abundant, what it's like to feel loved, what it's like to feel joy and happiness in your life. Because if it's a feeling you're not familiar with, it's not going to happen, guys. I hope that made sense. If it doesn't, let me know and I'll surely go over it again. If not, I love you, massive love, and let's go for next Friday's factoid. Take care, guys. Bye.